Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Ben here. You know, aside from the Soulsborne genre these days, games are pretty easy to pick up and play. Over the years, we've seen QuickTime events, invincibility items, and survive through the loot box microtransaction apocalypse. In 2009, we had the following game releases. We had Modern Warfare 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Uncharted 2, Assassin's Creed 2, Borderlands, Resident Evil 5, Left 4 Dead 2, Halo ODST, Minecraft, Bayonetta, Infamous, and we can't forget Coraline. Well, a little game called Demon Souls was about to debut in 2009. The Get Good revolution had arrived. So today, we're saying goodbye to this bad boy, throwing him out, and we're gonna give Demon Souls Remake our best shot. Let's get into it. So when you first boot up the game, you're going to notice a huge leap in the graphics. It's not only an improvement on the original Demon Souls, but it's an improvement on the last generation. Demon Souls was never the best looking game back in the day, but the gameplay was always amazingly fun, and the gameplay loop was what set the game apart. Visuals were never what made that game great. And to see the transition from great gameplay and average visuals to great gameplay and amazing visuals is pretty awesome. If you happen to have a new 4K TV, or even a 4-year-old 4K TV, which I have, it will look so much better and significantly improved over the past titles. With the extra detail in the game world, the improved character models and enemy designs, the facial animations when NPCs talk to you, and the color palette that's so much more vibrant in the remake than it was in the original. The original game has its classic color palette, which is great, but I think I might prefer the new look. It's pretty amazing. They've even included some pretty awesome filters in which you can tweak the colors of the game, and I'm not talking about the filters in photo mode either. These are filters you can apply to the game that will tweak the look of the game while you play it. You can play it in black and white mode, summer mode, winter mode, or even vivid mode. They even allow you to set the intensity of the filter. I ended up selecting the vivid filter and putting 40% for my playthrough. Another great improvement to the presentation is the new animated thumbnails for each level within the archstones. It really does add to the presentation. I also love that they added new previews for each of the magic powers. This is probably one of the best improvements I've seen in the remake. And can I just point out how amazing the Moonlight Greatsword looks? It even has real-time lighting that affects the area around it. It looks so damn good. Alright, let's talk about some audio and music. As soon as you enter the Nexus, which is the main hub area in the game, veterans of Demon Souls will notice immediately that some of the soft music from the original is missing. I gotta say, I was pretty sad not to hear it immediately when arriving to the Nexus. New players won't even know it's missing, but I do think the original music is what set the Nexus apart from the rest of the series. Also, when you talk to the NPCs in the Nexus, they are missing a reverb or echo to their voices. In the original, it felt more like a dream or a nightmare you just found yourself in.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for Demon Souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? You came for Demon Souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the Archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
As you can tell, the audio design is much different than it was in the original. I wasn't sure at first, but I've become a huge fan of the new Stockpile Thomas. It's hilarious when he seems disgusted with you at certain times while visiting the Nexus.
Oh, thank goodness you're safe. I was worried sick.
I was worried sick.
I mean, just look how he looks at me with disgust. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? It actually is pretty funny. I also love the voice of Bior of Twin Fangs. He sounded a lot like another character from another PlayStation exclusive.
Do you intend to challenge the king? You may be a great demon hunter, but I fear you may not be ready. The king's defended by the black souls of mighty knights and a fire-breathing drake. They defeated even myself. That's how I ended up in the dungeon. Beware the limits of your own power.
All of Tsushima looks to us for guidance. We must save our home together.
Beware the limits of your own power.
I did look it up, and it ended up being two different voice actors, but man, do they sound alike. Now, let's talk about some of the music, specifically the boss fight music. Whether you like the original or the remake music, it's really up to preference as well. But I did want to point out some of the differences in them. With the Armored Spider, the original was very different. The original song had this hoppiness to it, like the spider was tip-tap-toeing around me. In the remake, it's lost its uniqueness in my opinion. With the Tower Knight, the original sounds like a group or a cult or even a witch is controlling the Tower Knight, with a small group of men chanting up top above you, as if it's they're cheering him on or something. The remake is much more bombastic and godlike. It sounds as if I'm fighting a boss in God of War. It's an amazing song on its own, but when comparing it to the original, it's quite the departure from the feeling and the theme of the original game's Tower Knight fight. Another one was the Flame Lurker, which the song was almost there to lull you to sleep. It gave you this feeling that you and the Flame Lurker were engaged in this slow dance. The remake's version is much faster and gives off a much more exciting vibe. Though this fits the new version pretty amazingly, I like it a lot. I think I still prefer the original. Old King Alon's original song was as if you were in a cathedral alone with this man. It was eerie. In the remake, it's more of an epic duel between you two, and the gods are watching over you guys as you battle. Which ended up being one of my favorite fights in the game, probably my favorite fight in the remake. Which is great on its own again, I mean that's becoming a theme. All the songs in this new remake are amazing, but they're quite the departure from the original, and I think it's going to be hit and miss with a lot of fans. When it comes to gameplay, for those coming from Dark Souls, will notice an immediate difference in the level design, because in Demon Souls it's designed around linear levels and shortcuts. You won't be finding any bonfires in Demon Souls. You'll go into an archstone, play through an area, unlock a shortcut approximately halfway through the area and fight a boss. Once you fight that boss, you'll claim the boss soul, save at the new checkpoint, rinse and repeat. Here you can either head back to the Nexus to spend your newly acquired souls, or move on to the next area. If you look at Dark Souls as an interconnected world, or even a linear-based game like Dark Souls 2, where you proceed through new areas in a semi-linear fashion, Demon Souls is more of a set of nightmares or levels that you must tackle before you can inevitably escape this dark, twisted world. And that's why it was and always will be one of my favorite games in the Souls series. When it comes to animations for weapons and the attacks that you do in the game, they are definitely a highlight for me. The way you just like throw or hit enemies with such passion is just really satisfying. Load times are quick, actually almost too quick sometimes. You aren't even allowed to contemplate getting off or being frustrated or even contemplating why you died. I died to the Flame Lurker 5 or 6 times and immediately was back at the spawn point within 1 to 2 seconds. I would say another positive that they've added to the game is that they allow you the ability to send items back to the storage, and the ability to consume multiple items at once, such as your souls. Though I do like the ability to send items back to the storage box, I'm not the biggest fan of decreasing the limit on the grass, which is your healing item in this game. It makes the game feel more like a backpack simulator at times because the grass is taking up so much space. If I'm essentially able to send things back to the storage anyways, why make me go through that extra step? Just make the carrying capacity as unlimited or much higher. I did run into some issues where I'd click on a message on the ground and then it would start a cutscene, and instead of the game getting rid of the message, it would just keep it up through the whole cutscene, which kind of ruined some of the cutscenes for me. I also had a bug where Saint Urbain wouldn't move to the Nexus. I rescued him, and no matter what I did, he just stood there at the bottom of this pit and didn't want to go back to the Nexus. So I ended up killing him. Ever since the release of Demon Souls in 2009, From Software has followed up their success with the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We've even seen other companies take a stab at the genre with Lords of the Fallen, the Nioh series, the Surge series, Mortal Shell, Code Vein, and Ashen. We've even had the Souls with Guns category pop up with the releases of Immortal Unchained and Remnant from the Ashes. And I didn't want to forget to mention 3 games in the 2D genre, Shovel Knight, Salt and Sanctuary, and Hollow Knight. All amazing as well. And it's not far-fetched to think that none of these games would exist without Demon Souls. Alright guys, well thanks for joining me today in this review and my personal journey to the Demon Souls Remake. If you liked the video, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a lot more reviews in the coming year, and in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be putting out my top games of 2020. So be on the lookout for that. And with that said, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Later.